allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego the politico, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego die the politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Man of the masses, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego die the politico, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This man not the off him man.
Hello there. Welcome back to those who were with us earlier. Good morning to you if this is the first time you are joining us today. Good afternoon to you as well. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. As I always love to do, a big thank you to you for joining us. But please read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcasts. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. I mean, the Abobakus, the bad idiots, the bad stars, they are not friendly friends, I know. Tell every one of them that Mayegun today. Different justices in Nigeria that you can get injunctions from. You have Justice Lifu.
And yes,
And you have Justice Omotosho. These are the regular, justices in the book of Wike. Just approach them, you will get an injunction. Therefore, right, read beyond the caption, as I said. The confusion in PDP continues to rear its head. Meanwhile, T-Pain, KOOLU, Jaga Banditi, Jaga Addicti, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò. Dear Thiefnubu seems to have wrapped up his first the first leg of his holiday. From London to Paris, from Paris to China, China to New York. Anyway, share this. Today. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. As you must know, this is the temple of truth, where we do our best to make you understand the affliction that has afflicted Nigeria. You see, to actually help those who are in the state of dismal, a state of confusion. Some people are wondering, why is it that the problems of Nigeria defies all solutions? Why is it that the problems of this contraption seems like insurmountable? The reason is because people love to do the same thing again and again, and they expect a different result. Mayegun's diary political is to kind of help you have a clarity. You see, what you do with what I shared with people every time on Mayegun's diary political is only yours. I am not in any position to dictate to you what to do or advise you. But I am in a very good position to show to you, somehow answer a lot of questions that some of you have been looking for answers for. Questions about what is wrong with this contraption. Why is it that, Nigeria can't get it right? What is wrong with this place? Well, a lot is wrong. And many of us are enablers. Somehow, like I said, or I always say, on Mayegun's diary political, if you want to know Nigeria better, join Mayegun's diary political. It is a place where you get to know the type of Nigeria. Since there is no one Nigeria, therefore there is no one Nigerian or Nigerians. What you are is many Nigerians. That is something they do not want you to believe or know. No, they do not want you to find out. They don't want you to find out. Mayegun's diary political will give you clarity. You will get to know that the identity crisis that people face in Nigeria, even though they live in denial of it, on Mayegun's diary political, ignorance is by choice, which means I didn't know that is not on Mayegun's diary political. You do. Yeah, you do. But we have people who have what is called a selective ignorance, selective amnesia. Everything is selective. Or if you join Mayegun's diary political, you are either going to be somebody who is pretending not to know, or you actually know. And you will be very straight to the point, straightforward. You will not be cutting corner, trying to act smarter than what you actually look like. Nigeria is a lie. It is a disappointment. A lot of us grew up believing that we had a country. And somehow we sang the national anthem. Yeah, we pledged to Nigeria, our country. But last, we have discovered that we were lied to. Lied to. And it's so disappointing, heartbreaking, that the way we sound now will make you think we are not patriotic. How can you talk about your country like that? Somebody that is still living a lie. Okay? Even those people who are in charge of Nigeria don't believe in Nigeria. So who the hell are you to kind of make yourself feel like you are special? Or some of you who are living abroad. No, those of you like that live abroad. Loving Nigeria from abroad. I could be that person too. Yeah, I could be putting on green, white, green every 1st of October. Right? I could be the personality for myself as a Nigerian that love Nigeria from abroad. When in fact, the criminals in charge of the contraption, they do not give a hoot about that place. And it is ideal to tell ourselves that truth. I mean, by telling ourselves the truth, we will likely be able to find the right, trajectory. But lying to ourselves, our parents lied to us. I wouldn't say maybe it is their fault. I'm not in that position, and I don't want to judge. Somehow, I don't really want to put the blame on them. But it will be my own fault if my own children are lied to as well, only for them to find out later in life that Nigeria is a lie. So there is no one Nigeria. What you have is many Nigerias, where people pursue their own personal selfish agenda. And somehow the way to actually achieve it is to pretend that you love Nigeria. Nobody loves Nigeria that I have seen. Cancers, majority. Opportunists, majority. And once they get what they want about Nigeria or from Nigeria, they jump out of the place. Or why do you think? Those who are looting Nigeria, they are not investing the loot in Nigeria. They are not investing in making the country great. Imagine somebody who steal over $100 million, $200 million. And the chunk of their money is moved or shipped out of Nigeria to somewhere else, to some advanced countries, economies that are far, 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 far better than that of the countries that they stole the money from. When Americans probably scoop us, skimmed money from their system, they would invest it in their country. Maybe put a little bit elsewhere offshore for the raining day. But they will still put the money in their country, create jobs and all of that, even pay taxes inside that same place to clean the money and make it look better. The criminals in Nigeria, everybody just take and take and take. So if your leaders don't believe in Nigeria, who the hell are you to try to want to kind of force patriotism on people like us? And like I said, it is so convenient when you leave the shithole and you find yourself in America or in Britain, or you find yourself in Canada, or all these other fine countries that everybody tries to become the citizens of, right? It's lovely to say, I love my country. I am proud of Nigeria. You are a liar. You are a liar. If you love Nigeria, you will move your families back there. At least some of you have become citizens. When you left Nigeria 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you left with nothing. Abi? Now you are British, you are Americans, you are Canadians. Yeah? Majority of you are Europeans. Well, you will never, number one, you will never move your family back to that place per se. Even, right, some of them who pretended to be moving themselves back to Nigeria, they know that once it becomes like they go run back to their country because they will say, I'm an American. I'll go back to my America. Meanwhile, those people who are trapped inside that Nigeria, they want to japa. Yeah, if you want to know that nobody loves that place per se, you walk by ship to be Titanic. No, Titanic is too small now. In this day and time, we now have bigger ships, right? Passenger ship. You walk coach ship, we have 30 that can pack up to maybe 10,000 people. And tell everybody that the first set of people that enter this ship in America are with American citizenship. You will even see that your big man. Yeah, your uncle. Yeah, that your uncle will get house for Omole or get house for Lackey. They will be the first to approach that ship. They will jump from that place. Others will just be like, hey, you know what? I can't run. Take my son, take my daughter. But guess what? Whenever they want to gaslight us, whenever they want to blackmail us, they will begin to say, you need to love your country. We all need to love our country. You don't know? Many of them are buying citizenship that they can't even wait 5 years, 10 years to get. They'll go to St. Neves and St. This and St. That to go and pay $300,000, 300,000 euros to buy citizenship to jump out of Nigeria. Then they will begin to blackmail you. Don't talk about your country like that. Yeah? Let us all come together. We all need to come together and make Nigeria nonsense. Nonsense. We have seen some of them who went back to Nigeria after 10 years, 20 years abroad. Maybe they were supposed to go and recreate what they lived. Some of them lived in the UK. They've lived in some of these beautiful countries all over the place, Abi. Then they went back to Nigeria to become governors, senators, even presidency, only to make the mess of the place. So who is lying to who? Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. Right? This is why on Mayegun's Diary Political, who say the way it is, then you, if you choose to lie to yourself, if you choose to believe another make-up nonsense in your head, Nigeria is such a great country. Our problem is the leadership. That is a problem. And it's not just the leadership. It is also the followership. So when we tell ourselves this truth first, that means we know the problems, right? Nobody is lying to anybody. Nobody is trying to sound like politically correct to anybody. Then we all agree and say, oh, wow. Problem deal. This country no great. In fact, this thing, we are not one. There is nothing that shows that we are one. And I mean, even if we want to say, okay, we are not one, but because now that we are here, we need to make it work. You need to first agree that this is a mismatch. This is not a real place. And that's when you can now begin to say, yeah, what can we do then? What can we do now to make it better? Say, okay, now you are talking. Break it up. You need to break it up. When I say break it up, I mean, like, not literally break up like that per se. Like, we'll get to that one, no. But we can at least, first and foremost, right, identify our differences. That Hausa man is not the same as a Fulani man. An Igbo man is not the same as a Yoruba man. An Igala man is different from an Ijo man. Ishekiri man is different from an Yoruba man. They begin to tell themselves, we are cousins, we are cousins. Just shut up, man. That's part of the problem. Now, when you begin to say, okay, we have our differences. Now, let's now look into other things we may have in common. Respect those differences. Build on the commonness we have. And then maybe fashion out the means that we can actually really govern ourselves, our own way or style or whatever it is. Now then we can begin to say, okay, let's build it up then. Right? When the criminals continue to try to gaslight us and say we are one, Nigeria is the one indivisible. Nigeria is one united. Who told you you are united? The only people united are the criminals who are looting you from every tribe. Nobody loves Nigeria. I have done my research. I have seen it. And I will continue to remind us. Our children must be told the truth. We need to tell our children the truth. Stop telling them to sing national anthem. Which national anthem? Who wrote the anthem? Which of the national anthem of Nigeria actually represents any of you or nationality of Nigeria? All the nationalities within that space. Which of part of the national anthem genuinely, truthfully represents any of us? Which one? None. You have been singing a lie. We grew up believing a lie. And then we were wondering, how come people that have the opportunity to make our life better, they just make mess of it? Because nobody is patriotic to that contraption. Everyone is waiting for his own turn. Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. Yeah. So it is doable. Only if we first identify our differences. And that is what Mayegun's Diary Political does every now and then. Nigeria is lying to you, yeah? But why are you lying to yourself? Why do you continue lying and telling yourself that maybe once we get this, Who is getting what? You cannot build something out of nothing. And it's going to take a time. And you can even call my talk rants and all that. No wahala. So every now and then I am going to do my best to remind us that we did not choose to be together. We were forced together. And that is why the competition among us is so toxic. It is not for anything progress. It's about how we can dominate ourselves. If a Fulani man is your president, it gives a sense of superiority to anyone who is a Fulani, even though that person is never going to benefit from anything Nigeria. But somehow it gives him that sense of entitlement or sense of superiority. Ah, now we the Fulani, they rule you. Rule who? In northern Nigeria, we are the one that control power. Which power, werey? We are the same. They are using you as their own meal ticket. The Yoruba man will continue to be. Which Yoruba man? Have you seen any president in Nigeria history that lifted his own people out of poverty? They have always been dipping you into it. The Yorubas we call the day you realize that whether you are Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo, in this contraption, you are just a mere meal ticket for the smart one among you. If tomorrow I put on my cap and agbada, I started shouting one Nigeria, there are some mugus. They will say, hey, man, now you are talking, Mayegun. Now people like you will want to lead us. Me, lead you. Now, the bottom line is this. Nigeria cannot be fixed by the same set of rogues that brought us to this stage. Majority of them are beholden to their colonial masters. And that is why their children are schooling in the West. Their doctors are there in the West or in the Arabian Peninsula. While the education system in the place in Nigeria continue to deteriorate. The one that they left for our own children to go to. Their own children are getting what they call the best education. And they themselves are getting what they call the best medical care. And the millions of us, we are left at the mercy of a quack, untrained, poorly paid, angry medical practitioners. And yet, you are asking people like us, why don't we love our gonna love Nigeria? Even if you are going to be honest, people like us are the most honest people, right? They actually love Nigeria as it is. We love it to tell you the truth. Majority of these people who have the chance of fixing the place, they do not love that place. They don't care. You know they don't care. So when you see people who don't care, who have been given everything, what do they want? They found themselves in position of authority. They are given everything. Their family members, their wives, their children, they have access to everything almost for free. And just to give back to you, serve you in truth and honesty, that becomes something so hard. And from every, from one group of rogue or political group to the other, it is always turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. Some of you who have not gained access to power, you are looking forward to the time you are going to have your own shot. Abi, imagine somebody who lived abroad for 10 years, 15 years, and they went back to Nigeria only to further turn the place to a shithole. Do you need more reasons to believe that nobody loves that place per se? That even when they manage to construct 1 kilometer road, 2 kilometers of road, they want you to kneel down and thank them because that's a privilege. It's like, oh, Benny, we just gave you a privilege. You should be thanking me. I could have stolen the money and take it away. Say, as if to say it's the right thing to do. It has gotten so bad that even those of you who are their followers, right, you will become so upset and angry if they don't loot because you want them to share the loot with you. that man is a philanthropist too. Do you know how many people that man don't help? Why does a man who become a political office holder be the one to pay the school fees of your children when a single education policy could cover the education of millions of children? And you do not have to actually go to his gate, his house, to kneel down and say, thank you, sir. Because he's paying the school fees of a few thousands. He stole the education of millions. Decided to become a philanthropist to few thousands that he's giving scholarship to. Think about that. Why should you be thanking a man that paid the hospital bills of your family member because he stole the money meant for the medical care, health care of millions of people? Then decided to become a philanthropist to few thousands to say, okay, I don't pay your hospital bill. Don't worry. These are the questions. These are the reasons why when you watch Mayegun's Diary Political, you cannot be a politically correct person. I don't like people who always want to be politically correct. I'm talking and somebody will be like, well, you know, Mayegun, don't talk like that. Mayegun, you see, I mean, I like your program. I just don't like the way you always abuse. What do you mean? Why would you not like anything here? If you are not a beneficiary of this corruption, this corrupt system, why? Why would you come to my platform and say, hey, I like your program, but I just don't like, you know? Anyway, again, welcome to my TED Talk. I thought I should just rant a bit before we get down to this, okay? PDP, all right? Before PDP, Thiefnubu, who is currently holidaying in London. We have now been told that it seems like that's just the first leg. The second leg of the holiday will be completed in France, Paris. He should be leaving London tonight or latest tomorrow morning. Yeah, he's going to go to France. So now from France, he will now come back to Abuja. As for those who are waiting for him to come and rejig his system, I mean, your system, like Doyo Kwigbe, who said he's yet to reflect on his policies. So when he comes back to Nigeria, you will see the difference. Your life is going to change. Right. That's grand. But for now, everyone is still trying to find fuel. Abi, you get fuel? I'm just asking, do you have okay, don't worry. So yesterday, the PDP's BOT, they had this, they had a meeting where they were like, everybody should calm down, even though some people were working to remove the Umaru Damagum, the PDP acting chairman, because of anti-party. Yeah, they are loyal to Thiefnubu via Wike. So, and they are like, we will need to resolve. To those of you who are probably hoping that PDP will be the opposition, all of them will be gone by the time this old dust is settled. Yeah, probably they won't even make it to 2027. But you get to see that. So the PDP's what do you call them? PDP's BOT, led by the former Senate President Adolphus Wabara, they had this to say. I think we should start with that.
Thank you very much.
Members of the board, that this agenda is adopted for our meeting today, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So the agenda for today's meeting is approved. And of course, I'm going to explain why I had to go that route. Because the last time we keep improving. The last time the issue was raised, that particularly on some items that we don't know what the business of the day is. That's why I went that route. Distinguished colleagues, the chairman of our great party, and the National Secretary of our great party, Secretary of the Board of Trustees, distinguished members of the board, past and present governors, my colleagues, elder statesmen and women, you are indeed welcome to this 78th meeting of the Board of Trustees. It is a privilege to address you today at this pivotal meeting of our great party, the People's Democratic.
Because of our time, okay, let me fast forward that towards the last thing he said, okay? Then we can quickly get on with other stuff, okay? Yeah.
To turn Nigeria into a one-party state. And I think we are almost there. On August 20th, 2024, the Board of Trustees held a significant meeting with His Excellency Governor Similaye Fubara of Rivers State. The discussions were comprehensive, touching on the situation in Rivers and the PDP's future direction. Further details of this meeting will be provided during the executive session with other members of the BOT as we work towards resolving key issues within the party. Similarly, on September 18th, 2024, we had the privilege of meeting with His Excellency Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, who is the chairman of the Governors Forum, PDP, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Yeye Wike, and the PDP National Assembly Caucus. These discussions were aimed at addressing concerns within the party and fostering unity among leadership. Once again, full details of these meetings will be shared during the executive session with the BOT members as part of our efforts to resolve pressing issues within the party. At this critical juncture in our party's trajectory, I believe it is imperative, and I believe I'm speaking the minds of my colleagues in the board, that we convene a meeting of the National Executive Committee, NEC, as scheduled for the 24th of October this year. This will allow us to address pressing matters and strategize on the way forward for the PDP, especially as we gear up for future elections and prepare to strengthen our internal structures. On the agenda, we don't want to talk about in the open here about our faith in Edo State, and of course go deep into, like I said, into the Rivers crisis. However, as we continue on this journey, let us remember that the future of our party and indeed our country depends on the unity, integrity, and hard work of each of us. The PDP remains the beacon of hope for millions of Nigerians, and it is our duty to ensure that we remain true to the principles upon which this great party was founded. If the PDP Board of Trustees is kicked out of politics of Nigeria, Nigeria is gone. There will be no opposition. And of course, what we'll have is nothing but anarchy. And like I said earlier, we are almost getting there. We should not forget how it started in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The signs are here for everybody to see. I therefore urge all members of this board, and indeed all party leaders, to redouble their efforts in the months ahead. Together we can overcome any challenges that lie ahead and continue to steer our great party towards victory and prosperity. Before I take my seat, the leadership of the board will brief members, particularly as it concerns the tenure of members, the tenure which has really expired on the 6th, I believe, of this month. But because of the problems we have, and because the BOT has the powers to regulate itself, the secretary, when it gets to that in the executive session, will give reasons why some considerations, were made for the board to approve, so that we can, move ahead. But we need those brains. We need these brains to guide the leadership, as to how we can salvage and bring unity and peace to this party. Having said so, I thank you all for listening.
Just so we are clear, okay? So that's Adolphus Wapara. They are all talking about, their party needs to be together, or else Nigeria is headed for a one-party state, a one-party country. It is already a one-party country. As it stands, there is no difference between PDP, APC. If anybody tells you there is difference, that's part of the lies I told you, and you believe them, well, I may not be able to help you, okay? However, the guy that happened to be the acting chairman of PDP is stooge, including their acting secretary, is a stooge of Wike. So overnight, another group came together and sacked them. Number one, their supposed acting capacity time has lapsed. None of them is talking about holding a Congress where they can actually elect their leadership, because they have no idea what they are doing or how they are going to go about that. Wike is holding like half of that, the BOT of PDP, the National Working Committee of PDP. So they're like divided into two, and they know it. That is why it is so difficult for them to suspend Wike and get rid of him from their party. They can't. So the other faction now woke up and was like, let's do it now. Even their supposed PDP governors, they are also part of T-Pain's crew. They are APC. They may be working about like PDP. No, don't. They are with Thiefnubu. Even before Thiefnubu became your president, they've always kind of be around him. Others are like loyal to Atiku, but that their loyalty is not really anything to bank on. So they announced to have removed the Damagon, appointed somebody else as their chairman. Even though the BOT that met yesterday said such should not happen. Everybody should hold on. They are holding meetings. They are having meetings to make sure. So when they made the announcement this morning, Damagon and his own crew, they decided to go and meet the arrowhead of the other faction, who happened to be Bala Mohammed of Bauchi this afternoon. But not without the backing of the Nigeria judiciary. I'll show you the two faces of those rogues that usually work with Wike inside Nigeria judiciary. There is no case where Wike brings to their desk. Now Wike will win. Whether the people from Rivers State, sponsored by Wike, or any state in Nigeria, or inside PDP, once they go in front of these two, now win. Even if not just ex parte or their injunction or anything, they go approve them. So they said they removed the acting chairman since he can't be acting anymore. So they appointed another acting. So the one they removed now went to the leader of the faction that removed him. And they had this chat this afternoon.
Chief of Staff, Party, State Working Committee, and honorable commissioners here present. Ladies. Anyway, there are ladies here, so if I say ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, I'm not wrong. We are here today informally to visit our brother, our friend, and also to discuss issues as regards our party nationwide. To also reiterate our commitment to his unwavering support that he has given to this party right from inception when he became governor. You can see the chairman of Northeast chapters here, state chapters here. It's not out of the ordinary, even though the zonal committee are not here, but they are the generals in the states. They came here also to support me, to reiterate their commitment that Northeast, where they come from, it's one, and also they believe in the leadership of the governor's forum chairman. Today, we came as a friendly visit, but to discuss, like I earlier said, so many things. As a committed brother, me and him have come a long way, and that he has been very supportive. I want to reiterate this to my, running this party so that we stress things out. And he has also given me his commitment to continue to do so, so that we'll have one united party. I want to use this opportunity to tell Nigerians that PDP is a brand, is the only surviving party since 1998. We have tested so many turbulences, we have come out of it strong. And today we are reorganizing ourselves, uniting ourselves to make sure that come 2027, we take what rightfully belongs to us. On this note, I'll stop here and allow our host also to respond. Thank you very much.
Nuisance, Lele.
Funniest thing about these guys, like I said, that Nigeria is a lie, okay? Everybody in that room, right? They don't trust themselves. So, yeah, they are supposed to be the same party, right? But they don't trust themselves. And they know themselves very well. The people that removed him, they are in that room. The ones that were removed, they are in that room. And they are telling themselves that we are the most surviving party. We are the strongest and united. Ironio. So when they made the announcement this morning that they've removed him and appointed another acting, you see that one where they left, his name is Injustice Lifu. That's leave him alone. Or leave him alone. Justice Omotosho, injustice Omotosho. Now that one they right. So this is Lifu Omotosho, Lifu Omotosho. So the two, they are on the payroll of Wike. If you get any case, or even if you don't get case against Wike, if Wike reports you to these two in Nigeria, they have to send you to prison before they even get to read your name. Like, what did you do, Steph? If Wike approach them and say, I need a party order, then if you see that young man called Mayegun, he should be sent to prison. Sharp, 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 sharp. They will approve it. These two, they are inside the Nigeria judiciary. Okay? And they are like buried there. You see them? Injustice, Lifu, Omotosho, working for Wike. We call them the judicial bandits. You know, the Nigeria judiciary is the most corrupt institution in the entire world. Yeah, they did a survey. Along. Like they did a survey of the corrupt institutions in the world from all countries, everywhere. It is Nigeria's judiciary that is the worst and the most corrupt. Currently, the person that is leading the Nigeria judiciary, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, is a woman that was banned from entering the United States of America. He was so corrupt that America had to announce that, not just our and few others, like, don't come to this country again. But today, she's the Chief Justice of Nigeria. She probably goes to America now. And America just look at her and say, okay, how are you, the Chief Justice? How are you doing? You're welcome to America. Welcome to Washington. Do you see the double standard there, right? That is why Africa can never get it right. Since the criminals that were supposed to be dealt with, normal, the criminals that were not supposed to be holding any real position, right? Because of their damaged credibility, they will still get red carpet in America, like this KOOLU. So that was KOOLU earlier with Ibrahim Masari. So Ibrahim Masari is Thiefnubu's special advisor on political affairs, who visited KOOLU, T-Pain in London. I said, well, you know what? Come with us. We are going to France. So somebody said, Thiefnubu gets antibiotics in London. Is going for multivitamins in Paris. So they probably have left for France now. Either this evening, or sorry, this night, or tomorrow morning. That's the information I have. Meanwhile, back in Nigeria, where the people are facing hell, and since oppositions are pretty much like in disarray, KOOLU has nothing to worry about. Not the people, not the opposition. He's just living his life. But take a look at the leader of Nigeria's workers, Nigeria workers. His name is, what's that his name again? Ajeru Abik. No, I kind of like to call him Akparo. Call him Akparo. Akparo, Alashokpekpon. Oni brain to dirty. Take a look at him. He said Thiefnubu lied to them, deceived them. When they agreed that Thiefnubu gave them option. Oh, there is one video I was supposed to add. And that was where they were doing, what was that again? Tinubu for president, NLC. Busa for Thiefnubu. So now, they are more or less like Thiefnubu call. It deceived them. Listen.
I think the question shouldn't have been with the power I have, because minimum wage has been signed into law, and minimum wage they have started implementation in various places, and now the issue is to make sure that it is religiously implemented. However, even if the minimum wage has not been implemented, now bringing up issues like increase in pump price of petroleum products, which will be inimical to the substance of the minimum wage needs to be fought, even before the implementation of minimum wage. So there's no ambiguity there. If we agreed on a minimum wage when petroleum was being sold at 700, and before it is implemented, like you said, it is now 1,000 something. It is a question of having 2 logs of wood on the ground. You have to remove the one on top before the one next to it. So we have every power, the way we had power, to equally agree on minimum wage. To say that this new distraction or this new imposition will affect the minimum wage if it must be 70,000. And that is the course of action we're about taking. I think the question shouldn't have been with the power I have.
Very dull, stupid man, so to say. They went into the T-Pain's office, right? And they were making, they said they were, they were negotiating the minimum wage. And while everyone is there waiting to say, how much do you want for minimum wage? They started from 640,000 naira. They said because of the economic situation in Nigeria, the minimum they would take is 640,000. Later they reduced it. They said, okay, we will take 520. Actually, they were just talking to themselves. Bunch of idiots. And when I say talk to them, they are not talking to Thiefnubu because they were like, just probably nobody even gave them any attention. Then later they came back and said, oh, we'll take 450. Oh, no, they came back again and said, no, we'll take 250. 250, last. We are not taking anything less than 250. Only for these criminals to send us this video after accepting 70,000 naira minimum wage. That cannot buy them a bag of rice.
Continue. Victoria, Asata. 3 posters to the president. Bosa! Bosa! Bosa!
They were doing 3 bosa for the president. Bosa! 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 Then a liter of petroleum was being sold for 615 naira per liter. That's what they accepted, though. It's so ridiculous that a naira was being exchanged for 1,500 or so then. They came out to say, Thiefnubu don't promise them that it won't increase the petroleum price. It's like, how can this group of idiots be the leaders of workers in Nigeria? How? If somebody told you that they have removed subsidy, that means they do not have control over how much petrol is sold anymore. Marketers would have to sell what they get, what they buy. That's what, what they bring to, that's what it means to say subsidy was gone, right? So if you go into a conversation with somebody and he says, well, if you want to take 250,000 naira, I'm going to increase the petrol price. Oh. Why was there nobody inside that room to say, hey, excuse me, sir, Mr. President, please, what do you mean by if you pay us 250,000 naira minimum wage, you will increase petroleum price? You don't have power to increase anything. It's no longer in you. Is that not what you mean? What you meant by subsidy was gone? So why would you say that? Nobody said that. Rather, 3 bosa for the president.
Continue. Victoria, Asata. 3 posters to the president. Bosa! Bosa! Bosa!
Bunch of idiots. A week after that, 3 bosa. Till this moment, so even though Thiefnubu don't sign minimum wage into law, they have not paid. According to him, it is being implemented in some places. We just want them to religiously pay it. What the heck is he talking about? That they said they will pay 70,000, 72,000, 71,000. Which worker has been paid? Ask all these workers in Nigeria. If you're a worker in Nigeria, raise up your hand. They don't affect minimum wage in your salary. Have they added it? Have you been paid minimum wage as part of your salary? Ever? Now, they signed it since May. And between that May and now, they have increased petroleum price 3 times. 3 times. Today, a liter of petroleum is over 1,300 naira per liter. And that's the cheapest. Some said in Lagos, for example, in Lagos, they are still buying it for 1,050 naira. 1,100 naira. Go outside Lagos. Because Lagos is where, once they import fuel, Dangote refinery is in Lagos too, Abi. So once they import fuel, it will arrive in Lagos. And that's why Lagosians are lucky. There is not too much logistics involved. Here you get. But they are not really that lucky. Well, I will still say they are lucky. Shall I say they are lucky? Because if you ask the people in Osun, how much is a liter of petroleum in Osun right now? If they ever see it for 1,050 naira, they will be dancing. Meanwhile, that minimum wage is yet to be paid. Is yet to be paid. It's still coming. It's coming. It's coming. The handicap. Handicap. They are waiting. Now their mama, the body, they go bury them. They go still pay us. Werey. Some of you probably will never even get paid that money before Kibito Paedano. Some people are already dying. They are still waiting for the minimum wage. By the time they finally pay you the minimum wage, you will now realize that, if we even buy you a bag of rice, talk less of anything else. And what about the value of it? Totally gone. When Nigeria's minimum wage was 30,000 naira, around back then, it was exchanged for $86. In some cases, it's like a $78, $79. 30,000 naira minimum wage. Now, 70,000 minimum wage is now $42. And if you progressed or you have retrogressed, no? T-Pain, thanks to T-Pain. Lórí Thiefnubu yìí, bàbá ẹ gbọ́ pé wá. On this T-Pain, bàbá ẹ gbà yín wá. This is also part of the, what do you call it? The shege prayers that they kind of pray in Nigeria now. Lórí KOOLU yìí, bàbá ẹ gbọ́ pé wá. On top this T-Pain, bàbá àníkẹ́ gbà yín, accept our praise, accept our thanks. You have an economy that has become so depreciated, destroyed. Listen to this lady.
Yesterday, I conducted a little experiment. Kafin ma na san wai an ƙara kuɗin mai na. So sai na je wurin irin mai abinci haka. Say I bought food. I wanted to know irin nawa suke sai da abinci. It was 1,000. Irin yar shinkafa ce haka da miya da nama. 800 ne inda nama 1,000. To, mutum nawa yake miki a rana? This like local setup ko kuma local settings zan ce irin masu dan ƙananan sana'a. I expected to su kashe at least 1,000 kullum. A wata 30,000 kenan. Minimum wage is 70k. That's like money for like 2 meals a day. Daga ina sai sa kan sha kasar nan jama'a. Ba sai ko kun san wata voice of bazawara irin kaman irin yanda Fawzadi Suleiman irin helping the needy and stuff like that. Da naga bidiyon yarinya nan sai ne kuka ta ma warke. Amma da na gani ko na dade a daki ina kuka shekaran jiya ne. Wata yarinya ce irin tana da kidney problem. Kusan mun tana da kidney issues sai kaga ya kumbura. Yarinyar nan ta kumbura suka je asibiti. To ba su da kuɗi admission. Suka fito suka tsaya a hara kuma daga Jigawa suke I think a Kano ne. Ba su da kuɗin admission, ba su da kuɗin komawa Jigawa. So haka suka zauna a harabar asibitin har sai da Allah ya yi this voice of Bazawara people suka ganta suka taimaka mata. How many people are on that table? how many mutane nawa ne that they don't get lucky organizations against su taimaka musu? How many of them? Lamarin Nigeria akwai tsoro sosai.
Don't ask me what she said that much, okay? The thing is, she's making a video inside the car. It's not a CNG car. She can still afford to fuel that car. It's tough. So, yeah, she cooked for her family or cooked for people. And if minimum wage is 70,000 and it costs her 35,000, which means it can only provide maybe 2 days meal. So somebody will get car. Doesn't matter if she's the owner of the car or her parents are the owner of the car or her husband. It doesn't matter. What happened is that he is still here. She's not here yet. Okay, I don't pray that she gets here, right? But I'm just saying that she belongs to the people here. We never we never park their car, begin the trek. And I hope she won't get to that stage because that's not even like a wish or a prayer. The situation is that organizations are cooking to serve people and give them food. But there are not, it's not everyone that is so lucky to have any organization to give them food. This man put it more succinctly.
First and foremost, the word is not trickle down. The word, in my estimation, is flawed down. Flawed. It's not trickle. Well, coming to your question, we are as confused as you are, but we are pained that the government has not found a solution to this problem. And it is its own making. Had government chosen to deal with the crime or the criminal content of subsidy, we would not have found ourselves where we are. On May 29, 2023, Mr. President said subsidy was gone. From then, we have been climbing up. So what happened? It tells you that government's approach has been patently faulty, and government has been too arrogant to accept this fact. So we are sliding into a sinking hole. That is what is happening, and we are not happy about this. If you look at the magic, if you look at the, even if we are to look at this from the perspective of market, here we have a private company, NNPC Company Limited, fixing prices for other entities. Where does that happen? Here we have a private company, NNPC, projecting itself as a hegemon, as a monopoly, hegemonic a monopoly. This is not right. We have antitrust laws, we have other related issues to deal with this. And for goodness sake, NNPC has no business announcing these things. So you can see there is something patently wrong, and nobody is ready to tell us the truth. First and foremost, the word is not trickle down.
So which is true that Thiefnubu and his gang, you may think that they made mistake and they are not admitting their mistake when it comes to when he made that pronouncement that subsidy was gone, even though subsidy is not gone. Today, his family members are smiling to the bank. His relatives and associates, they are cashing out big time. So some of you will think it was a mistake, that maybe he should reverse it. Now you still no get out. Whatever you are facing in Nigeria today is completely intentional. And this is just the beginning. So this afternoon, I read it somewhere that APC said, no, Thiefnubu is not going to change his policy. All of you have to get used to it. It's called reform. Reform. in the next few years, you are going to be grateful to Thiefnubu about this reform. Same way they told you that you are going to be grateful to Bokwari about his reform. He's fighting corruption and all that nonsense they told you about Bokwari. So if you all think there is any mistake anywhere, if it be your brain where they do mistake, right, that is a jumping gap. Thiefnubu and his gang, they are on the right track. Whatever you see is what you get. So you can live in your delusion of maybe he made a mistake or he has wrong advisors. Some are even saying, now the advisors, now them, all these advisors, they bonnet, share lucky, bonnet, share lucky, go bonnet, show lucky. Here is somebody who is a member of the oil marketers in Nigeria who said they were deceived into importing fuel to Nigeria by the NNPCL. Look at that scam. Before these rogues, NNPC, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, that was the name. Then this rogue came in. The head of NNPC was a GMD, Group Managing Director of NNPC. It is a civil service, or what do you call it? It's a civil service position. Only for them to turn it around and say they are now private company. Private company. What the heck? And they are now have shareholders. Who turned you to a private company? Who are the shareholders? So it's no longer Nigeria. God damn it, man. So they now turn it into a racket. A pure criminal racket. And you are watching them. They now call him GCEO. I think they don't call them GMD anymore. Melek Yari is now called something like maybe a GCEO or something. CEO. But this one said they kind of misled them. That is why this issue of high price in petroleum is, oh God.
NNPC have just adjusted their price. They are selling 998 naira. And the rumor we are getting today, and not even a rumor, it has been confirmed by our national president, that they are going to sell premium metal spirit to us at 1,040 naira, depending on the ice depot you are going to load from. If you are loading from Port Harcourt, you are going to buy the product ice depot 1,045 naira. And they are selling 998 naira in their filling station. How is this economy deregulated? How are they placing the horse before the cart? So we are the independent marketers, we are confused. And after our today's meeting, we are going to take a serious drastic action to see how this menace is being curtailed. Because it is a clear-cut way of pushing out of the business, or we being at their mercy. We just paid money to NNPC airporter some few weeks ago. Those products have not been loaded. Now, a new price. They are not expecting us to go and borrow money again, another extra 20 to 15 million naira. Some are going to put over 30 million naira, 100 million naira to be able to get this product out of their portal. Well, when this deregulation was announced, most of our members was deceived. A lot of our members, Deb and all the rest of them, they were all deceived to go and import petroleum product. By the time they came back, they can't be able to go back again because all the charges, hidden charges, ghost charges and all the rest of them that was modeled up with that importation frustrated them. And all of them, they were eager to import. They can't even find dollar. They can't even get discounted dollar. The issue is that they must go to the parallel market to go and get dollar. And before they can be able to get the dollar to be able to buy such amounts of petroleum product, you know what it takes. So those who ventured into it came back woefully. And they couldn't try it again. There was no government backup. There was no government incentives. You know, there was no banks that can be able to uptake such a thing. I was even surprised that NNPC were being given product on credit. that their suppliers are supplying them on credit. We have tried as much as possible to bring in investors to see how we can be able to import our own products. But because of the dilapidated and the back and front policies of the federal government in terms of this land implementation of the PIA, we are low. There is no way you can do something in this country that you will not look at those who are strategically located in this business. Now, when Dangote rolled out, he said he rolled out 300 trucks. 300 trucks is going to where? How? The roads are bad. Are you talking about the filling station in Kafanchan? We have filling station there. We are in this country. Mention one place in this country that independent market that doesn't have filling station. We have filling station in Buguma. We have filling station in Afibo. We have filling station in Dananacha. There is no place in this country. We don't see independent marketers, full established filling station. So why don't you give us that opportunity to serve this country? Why don't you give us that opportunity to offtake this product? Let the real competition begin.
Very well
I can
said.
remember vividly when product was available, was adequate. NNPC was selling 195. We the independent marketers, we are selling 192, 193. We are dashing caps and soap in our filling stations. Our pump attendants were even dancing for customers. Now, the issue of availability has been conquered. Dangote has said it clearly that it's going to supply products that this country will consume. And we applauded that. So where is the product?
Ebi Lokon, don't turn, Ebi Lokon. Yorubas are screaming, Hausas are crying, Igbo brothers are saying, no blame them, Igbos have been discriminated. Even food don't turn to gold in Nigeria. Kidnapping, lucrative business in Nigeria. Imagine saying your grandchildren where they kidnap. By now, your soldiers for don't scatter Nigeria. How come a man won't get money for ransom when they kidnap him, his wife and his children? After everything, now kill, they go kill them. See, as Naira, they fall against dollar. Emi Lokon, don't turn to Ebi Lokon. And you say make we sacrifice for Nigeria. 7 billion to renovate your residence, 15 billion for your traveling allowance. That's not for you and your only vice president. 40 billion for Asurok maintenance, 5 billion for food and refreshment, 100 of millions for dogs and animals. Meanwhile, hunger they kill Nigerians. What did Nigerians do to warrant this treatment? Even Gary, they no fear afford for the family. Tinubu government blame Buhari. Buhari government blame Jonathan. Hunger day, people they die. This one don't pass jaga jaga. Oh, Ebi Lokon, OTB Ebi Lokon, Baba Ebi Lokon, Edaku Ebi power. Ebi Lokon, OTB Ebi Lokon, Baba Ebi Lokon, Edaku Ojetiwo. Tinubu was APC party leader during Mr. Buhari Jaga Jaga government. Why didn't you help Buhari to solve the problem? Debt under Buhari, 77 trillion. No proof of any positive transformation. Unborn children ain't go pay for this evil. You know, say Buhari was incompetent, but you still bring him to destroy Nigeria. Paddy government, now you are the president. Since Buhari don't destroy Nigeria, I hope say you go free bring him to judgment. Emefiele printed 23 trillion within 8 years under Buhari government. $6 million for election observers. They say somebody forged Buhari's signature. Now lie, Buhari signed that document, period. Where our refineries, where we promise to fix. I've been at Dangote refineries would they depend on how much una don't make from removal of subsidies since una don't they sell fuel for 600 per litre. People they sell their properties to feed their families. Meanwhile, you and your cronies they buy more properties. Shout out to Labour chairman, una well done. If the government say they no fit pay 65k, then make the pay senator and rep 65k. Make all of us they enjoy the suffering and smiling. What you give is what you deserve. Ojoro no day. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Shout out to very black dark man. Where our daddy, Pastor Adeboye. During Good Luck Jonathan, your voice was so loud. You even vowed to stage a 1 million march. Hunger and hardship under Tinubu government. You say Nigeria gets spiritual problem. Baba, we need your 1 million disciples to protest against President Tinubu government. Just the way you protest against President Jonathan. Daddy, I be leg on the pain your disciples. Fact, this na very big hypocrisy. It's time for you to speak the truth to power. Because hunger won't kill Nigerians. Tinubu government blame Buhari. Buhari government blame Jonathan. Hunger day, people they die. This one don't pass jaga jaga. Oh. Baby loco, OTB, baby loco, Baba, baby loco, Reda baby power. Baby loco, OTB, baby loco, Baba, baby loco, Reda
Continua. Victoria. Asata. Triple star to the president. Bosa. Bosa. Bosa.
When Idris sang that song, a liter was 610 naira. I right. It has doubled and tripled now. And that was just 5 months ago or 6 months ago. It's not 1 year ago, just few months ago. That song came out. Today now, I don't know what Idris is going to sing. By December, maybe it will become a 1,800 naira per liter. Around that time, maybe Idris will just enter studio and just begin to cry. Because I don't know what he's going to sing. During Obasanjo's time, he sang Jaga Jaga, Nigeria, Jaga Jaga, everything scatter, scatter. Poor man, they suffer. Now, it took about 10 to 15 years after Obasanjo to sing a Milo Kan, OTD Below Kan. And within a space of few months now, everything done red. But this one still they talk about profit that marketers will make from Dangote refinery. Aye.
Rufai, thank you very much. A very important question you asked. I'll tell you the game NNPC is playing. NNPC says they are the sole buyer to the Dangote refinery because, of course, they are the state oil company in Nigeria. Now, NNPC is making a profit on the stock that they sell to the marketers, independent marketers. And I dare tell you that at the rate they are selling to independent marketers, they are not only making a profit, they are not paying any subsidy on that rate. Okay? And that if we follow the Dangote refinery template, right, Nigeria will be saving 471 billion naira every month in payments that would have gone into subsidy. For you to get an idea of what the ex-refinery price is, which is where Dangote is responsible, look at the Platt system. Today, you have anywhere between $680 and $700 per metric ton. 1 metric ton of PMS is 1,341 liters. You simply take $700, divide it by 1,341, you will get a raw ex-refinery price. You add the premium, anywhere between $40 and $80, divide it by 1,341 liters, add it to the Platts, and you get the ex-refinery price for PMS from the Dangote refinery. It's not the fault of Aliko that NNPC does not have cash to pay, and they have to go to bank to raise an LC. And the financing cost of about $28 per metric ton has to be passed to the consumer. It's not the fault of Alaji that you have bulk storage terminal fee, you have shuttle fee because there's no pipeline infrastructure to evacuate PMS around Nigeria. It's not the fault of Dangote that the government has built in NMDPRA fee, it has built in distribution, it has built in inspection fee. It's not his fault. So when you look at this template, you understand that NNPC is trying to eat his cake and have it back. It wants to be the sole buyer, selling to the marketers at a profit, and is refusing them to go directly to the refinery. It doesn't want to deregulate the market. Port Harcourt refinery turnaround maintenance has failed. Yeah? Okay. And then last month, it imported 1 billion liters of PMS or 814,000 metric tons of PMS. And it has booked cargoes.
Nuisance, Lele. They talk. Once you see them wearing suit and tie, They were, oh, okay, you tell me now. Do you understand what he's saying? Did you understand that? What he's trying to say? It is to confuse you. Last, you are just going to be like this. Okay. But if they ask you, what is okay? Do you understand what he said? NNPC is importing this. NNPC is want to be sold this. So marketers should go straight to Dangote. Dangote itself no go tell you how much they sell in products. What does that tell you? Why is it so hard for Dangote to say, ladies and gentlemen, my own petrol per liter from my refinery, because of the cost, is 500 naira per liter. I mean, you can say it, not waiting for NNPC to tell you how much it is. Then one day, NNPC will tell you they are the ones buying it from Dangote. They are the only ones, Abi. So they got their 300 trucks from Dangote. Where is the 300 trucks? Where is that product? At least 300 trucks they said they got from Dangote. Where are they? Where is that product? You, Dangote, how much is your? If you put Dangote in front of me right now, I say, Aliko, look at me. Look at me. Tell me the truth. How much is a liter of petrol from your refinery? It will deflect. It won't say it. It will begin to talk like the same way they chop, ourt nail. Issue where they carry issue, they pack issue, ourt metals. Put them inside his mouth. See, the question is very straightforward. Aliko, Eloni petrol refinery. How much is a liter of petrol? Tell us now. They won't say. Because they are all in on it. All in on it to please you. Push you left, push you right. Last, they won't give you an answer. They won't. I've tried my best to see, even though we've tried to work it out and realize that from Dangote's refinery, it is actually like a 1,000, almost 1,100 naira a liter of petrol, and it is because of the exchange rates. So when we did the findings, right, it was like 1,097 naira to 1,100 naira. That is how much it costs to buy Dangote refinery per liter. So if you now go there, the marketers who have known that the independent marketers themselves are saying, man, they would rather just buy imported fuel. Like they would rather just go abroad and bring in their own fuel. But they are not allowed to do that. It is still the NNPC that will bring the fuel in or give them the license if you are in their good book. But in this case, Thiefnubu of Ohando, and them they get the contract. Now them they sign the contract out now, not NNPC per se. So if they brought in 1 billion liters and they say, okay, it costs 1,200 naira per liter with the landing cost, NNPC will say, let's write it down that it costs 1,050 naira or it costs 900 naira. We'll pay you the difference. Here you get. So don't tell everybody that it is 1,002. We'll tell everybody how much it is because everyone expected us to be the one to bring the fuel in. We can't tell them that you are the one who brought it in. You are the one we gave the money to. They are using your money, using Abu to entertain Abu. Abu's money to entertain Abu. You get that? Ohando have the power to bring so much 1 billion liters of petrol to Nigeria. 1 billion. But they are not spending their money. It is Nigeria's money. Then when they bring it to Nigeria, NNPC will now also still pay them difference and say, Ohando, the difference is how much? Or the difference is 300 naira. Okay, we'll pay you. That's where the whole fraud is. I've shared this with you before, and that is what a share of that is what Dangote wants. He's not saying he wants to take over everything, but with the production, the cost of production of a liter of petroleum in Dangote refinery, is almost over. It's almost 1,100 naira now. So if he says that to you, some would prefer to go and bring the fuel from abroad. So NNPC said, okay, we are not middlemen anymore. Everybody should go and buy from Dangote. The independent marketer approached Dangote. Dangote said, no, I'm not selling to you. How much do you want to sell it to us? Talk. When they finally got to know how much he wants to sell it, it can't be like all of them signed a non-disclosure agreement. If you ask the oil marketers and say, when you met Dangote, how much did he say he wants to sell it to you? At least all of them don't meet Dangote. How much in saying wants to sell to you per liter? They won't tell you. They will be playing here and there. But the truth is that they will now tell you that it is cheaper to bring the fuel from abroad. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Tell us what they told you. They won't say it. Because they are all like acting like they are cultists. They are playing all of you in such a way that, right? And that is why this civil society group said they need to do something about it. No. Right? I think it's this part.
Thank you very much to know that this collective the role of the Nigerian police in the crisis in River State. Because for the Nigerian police or for the court to say police should not provide security is...
This is them giving what they call the State of the Union. I think it's a long watch. I'm going to come back to that. Let's take on this Yeye Bello story. Okay? The issue of Yeye Bello is so ridiculous that it is as ridiculous as it is embarrassing as well. Here is EFCC publicly summoning Yeye Bello over the corruption. They have been looking for him. They said they are looking for him. They haven't found him. So they now went on to a court and decided to publish this public summon since they can't find him. So EFCC, rather, EFCC is now using the social media. Alaji Yahoo Adoza Yeye Bello of Wuse Zone 4 Abuja, Benghazi Street. So the complaint has been made this day on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that you, Yeye Adoza Bello, sometimes within the year 2016 up until 2023, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did commit offenses to with criminal breach of trust, contrary to Section 311 of Penal Code Law, Cap 89, Laws of Northern Nigeria, 1963, punishable under Section 312 of same law, and having possession of control of property reasonably suspected to have been unlawfully obtained contrary to and punishable under Section 319A of the Penal Code Law, Cap 89, Laws of the Northern Nigeria, 1963. Northern Penal Code, Northern Nigeria, bawo. Yeah? Penal Code of, okay. So the court shall said, you are hereby summoned to appear before the Federal Capital Territory, High Court of Justice, on the 14th day of November 2024 at the hour of 9 a.m. to answer to the said complaint. Yeye Bello now receive invitation from Nigeria court, since EFCC no be find out that we need you to come to court. Meanwhile, remember the Okorocha guy, when he was governor of Imo State, he is also accused of stealing the Imo State people's money. But when the EFCC was looking for him and they couldn't find him, see how they entered his house.
Coming through the ceiling. They're breaking the ceiling. They're coming through the ceiling. Look at this. Look at this. There is somebody without any document. Daddy, look at them. Look at them. Don't worry, Mommy. I know what to do. How about look at them. Get on the floor. See them get on the floor. Look at them. Look at them. Lie down. He said no. This is how EFCC is coming in to pick some. Coming through the ceiling.
Now EFCC with that too. They climbed the fence since Okorocha locked the door and they couldn't gain entrance. They just broke through the ceiling from outside like thieves, broke through the ceiling and then found themselves into the living room and they eventually they arrested Okorocha that day. I don't know if some of you remember that. It was not even in, it's not in Abuja, it was actually in Werey. It was at Werey then, the state capital of Imo State. Now, the same people are writing letters, posting it on social media because they can't get Yeye Bello. Yeye Bello is so difficult to get. Here is what one of them had to say.
What then is the use of him being declared wanted if he can walk into your office and walk out, and then, you say that there are reasons you can't arrest him. Why is he then wanted? And then, of course, if you remember later that day, there were reports that the EFCC went, to once again exchange gunfire, I believe. I don't know what happened at the Kogi State Government House. So what then is the use of all of that if you say that there are reasons you can't arrest him?
Yeah, you see, now when he came to our premises, I just told you that ordinarily, using ordinary logic, you expect that somebody that has been declared wanted, it was your premises, you take him into custody. But we have reasons that are beyond what the public may have known. And I'm not going to talk about it. The Kogi State incident, what happened at the governor's lodge, I was there. There is a lot of misinformation, a lot of misrepresentation about what happened. I was there.
Which is why we are...
nothing they open.
So what happened? What happened there?
Now, what happened there? When he came, it is true that we asked him to go back. And at the appropriate time, we will come for him. There was an agreement that he will come back. So, and we went, as a responsible law enforcement agency, to meet with him, to have discussions with him, and to bring him, in the way we wanted. And of course, the security details opened fire, raising issues. And because we didn't want anything that may cause a kind of breakdown of law and order, we had to ask our men, to retreat and to come back. It's not the EFCC that opened fire.
So, I'm sorry. I'm mostly just responding to what you said initially, that there are reasons you didn't arrest him when he came, or you asked him to go back. It just doesn't make sense that you asked him to go back, and then later that day you then go, and then his men open fire at you.
All right. Unfortunately, you said to us
Don't forget that I earlier told you that at the appropriate time...
What then is the use of...
But is it just me, or I heard you guys' voice even shaking? Like he's got this shaky voice. He's talking about Yeye Bello. Like, is Yeye Bello that powerful? I was just the underrated Yeye Bello. Yeye Bello of Kogi, is he really that powerful? Because they said that there are some things that are not public, that the public will not understand about Yeye Bello. That they can't really say, what is that thing? It is how the contraption works. It is how they work, operate. Well. Earlier this afternoon, Omayele Shore posted a video where he was at the airport trying to check out of Nigeria, going back to the US, I believe. And then the Nigerian immigration took his passport because Shore is under watch. He's on the watch list of the people of interest by the Nigerian government. And it's in a scenario that also prompted, similar thing happened when he arrived in Nigeria about 2 weeks ago. So this one happened this afternoon. I don't know if you have seen it.
the whole funny part of this thing is how they keep, it's like, all of a sudden the system is
working, yeah. No problem now. What's the issue this time around? Watch list.
Yes, do you have information about
I don't owe anybody this thing to leave and come into Nigeria. I have not committed any crime to be treated like this. So, what is it you want me to present to you?
I'm not saying if you don't have any this thing.
So, what is your system saying, that I cannot leave? Is that what your system is saying? Do you have a supervisor? Call them.
Okay.
Yes.
So even the guys working at the immigration is just like, no, our system is just to say you are on the watch list. But what did I do to be on your watch list? I don't know. But they let him go eventually. Yeah. So he posted another video to show to us that, hi Gary, Nigeria, until we meet again. So Showore finally left Nigeria today, and we have no idea when he's going to be back. But anyway, that's just by the way, okay? So this group of supposed civil society organization, they called the World Press Conference, where they highlighted all that happened in Nigeria, especially in the last few weeks and few months, which puts Nigeria on that same pedestal of, to them, a failing country. People can't really peacefully elect their leaders, and where the institutions that were supposed to serve the people are being used, weaponized against the people, starting with that of Rivers State, and then now to the economic downturn caused by the increase in fuel price and all this. So I'll take you to the presser. Let's start with this.
The role of the Nigerian police in the crisis in Rivers State. Because for the Nigerian police or for the court to say police should not provide security is an aberration in the democratic system. So because the nature of our democratic system, when you call something a federation, that means you have a federal, state, and local government. And this third tier of government, which is the local government of within the federation, has its own place in our law. And the greatest one of the biggest reform for the local government in Nigeria was the 1976 reforms. For what we are saying now, the Supreme Court has given an ultimatum for a local government election to be conducted. And then a court set up to say that police should not provide security, and they should not give register for the CX. CX are not subordinate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. They share the same authority under the Constitution. When I tell people that we have 36 state electoral bodies in Nigeria, plus INEC is 37, most people don't understand. Because CX, if you go to section 197, you will see that what CX are, they are autonomous bodies that are created under the state executive branch. So one of the things that the government has done that have exacerbated the crisis in Rivers State is the fact that the police played active role in trying to sabotage the democratic process. And the government must show that the Nigerian police force must start to learn some basic ethics, that they are not there to serve the appointing authority, but to be loyal to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that is what Bala Mohammed Tinubu should learn, to try to be able to be constructive enough to tell these persons who are in the position of office. When the police was withdrawn from the secretariat, I was very sure that it was meant to cause havoc. It was meant to be able to leave that place unsecured, to leave it not unsecured. But when you saw what happened thereafter, you will see that if the police were there, such events wouldn't happen. So the president must know that to keep Nigeria safe, which is the primary purpose of governance, which is to provide security for life and property. Because in the absence of this, the nation cannot prosper. In the absence of this, foreign direct investment will not come. Because if the community is not secure, people are not going to come to want to invest. So security is very paramount for both property and for life, so that people can invest and be sure that their investment will be done. So the key thing for the president is to equip the police more, is to give them reorientation and ensure that they get the proper training that is required to make sure that all Nigerians are equal before the law, and that there's no one law for the masses, one law for the opposition, and one law for the ruling government. That is not how a democratic system is played. And for the advice, there have been several times we have offered advice to government. This is not the first time. People talked about when he was coming in, he had not even resumed office to check the system, to check what is going on. And he said subsidy was gone. That brought the untold hardship to our people, increasing transportation fare by almost 300%. And you know one thing about transport. Transport dovetail into every cost of everything. Transport increased cost of services, cost of goods and farm product. That brought inflation. Food inflation, as I'm talking to you, is over 40%. Headline inflation is over 32%. We don't know what inflation we would do after yesterday's increase. Because those who have goods and services, we want to also, even up and make profit. So the president must sit down and know that if he had come into office and put himself up before election, he should be able to sit with professionals and set up a system that will be responsive and responsible to the pains that Nigerians are currently going through. The pains is too much. I'm telling you, if you are from this country and you are from a community, you must say the truth. Let's leave tribal, let's leave religious, let's leave the other primordial sentiment that have been used to separate us, that have been used to divide us. It is our responsibility to call the president to come and work for the Nigerian people. We are here as a opposition. We are talking about opposition. It's not a funny thing. Anybody can be a member of any party. We are here because it's to keep the sanctity of the democratic process in place. Because if we are not here and we run a one-party system as the party in power is trying to drive today, let me tell you, Nigerians will suffer more. We are here risking our lives, risking our freedom, risking our resources. There's no sponsorship anywhere. To speak the truth, because we want Nigeria to work. Because we have no other country that we can call our own. And the only way Nigeria can work, for me, our public secretary has spoken very well, is to get an electoral reform. The president is keeping quiet, is pretending as if all is well with our electoral system. Our electoral reform must be on the top burner today. If the president knows what he's doing has made him popular, it will make up an electoral reform so that we will stop this coalition hijacking and stealing of electoral votes, just like we witnessed in Edo. It will stop so that the people can account for the leaders they have elected and hold them accountable. When leaders know that when they go to election, they will either be rejected or accepted by the people, there will be some work in progress for the benefit of all mankind that lives within the sovereignty called Nigeria. That is the purpose. The primary is that we get an electoral system. It is the foundation for all good things to come. An electoral system that people will cast their vote and their vote will count. We cannot continue with this stealing of vote and allocating votes that are meant for one party to another party. Where you find at the election, after the election, those who win do not get celebrated, and those who lost get celebrated. Then there's criminality in the process. The reason why beavers and the amount of money that Nigerians are spent into beavers, into RF, is not making sense. It's because even the court is giving politicians a way to manipulate them. The system in only an egalitarian society, even if we can achieve that, is a system that sees that a man born in Ogbomosho, a young boy born in Agege, a young boy born in Ikeja, the one born in Obiakpo, the one born in Owerey, and the one born in FCT have an equal state towards struggle for a better life within the country we call Nigeria. There's a problem in this country. We are speaking up because the government have abandon their sole responsibility to make life better for the people. Now, if you go to social media, what do they call the president? T-pain. People are going through pains. The cost of living has skyrocketed over the roof. Nigerians cannot continue like this. And it is important that we all take our responsibility seriously. When you talk about COP is a coalition that was formed when Olaguse Oyinlola was the chairman. When he became the chairman. COP is a coalition formed not for political party alone. There was national intervention movement headed by Tafa Balewa. So there was other associations that we come together in forming COP. Yes, but from the name, it suggests we have other parties like the ADC. You know their headquarters, their office is there. Like the Action Alliance, like the APP that won today, that won in this. We are all part of COP, signatory to COP. If you want to see the signature, I can give to you. When Oyinlola became chairman, he wasn't the national chairman of the political party. When Buba Galadima was the deputy chairman, he wasn't the national chairman of a political party. When Ben Obi was there, he wasn't the national. It is not meant to be national. It is meant that the coalescing parties who are from different political viewpoints come together to form a formidable.
Take a break, sir. It's more or less like somebody said it's rapping. Yeah, that's how you know, if you are, what do they call them again? No, it's called activist or something. Like, that's how they have to talk like non-stop. Have you heard Gani Emi before? Do you remember how Gani Emi talk? That's pretty much faster than that. He will not repeat a word. And he can speak like maybe 10,000 words within 3 minutes. So let him take a break. I told you they are supposed to be they're supposed to be the civil society organization plus the opposition, but I think they presented themselves as opposition that are asking the Thiefnubu's government to save democracy. Here is the concluding part.
Thank you very much to know that this collective struggle to save this country.
We welcome you to this World Press Conference as organized by the Coalition of United Political Parties, which we have titled, Nigeria is sinking deeper under President Tinubu. Nigeria is sinking deeper under President Tinubu. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, opposition political leaders here present, fellow Nigerians. First, we'd like to display the ignorant rumor that CUPP is a coalition of the registered political parties. That is a lie from the pit of hell, being orchestrated by the state actors who feel threatened by our consistent calling out of this failed government. For instance, I'm a card-carrying member of the Labour Party here in Abuja. Same with the secretary of the coalition, Chief Peter Ahmed. Barrister Mecca Benjamin, a member of the steering committee of CUPP, is a member of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. So for everybody on this platform that belongs to one political party or the other. So everyone you see on this set is a member of one registered political party or the other. Therefore, ignore the devil propaganda, the evil propaganda that we are political lovers. It is a deliberate propaganda of falsehood against a vibrant opposition that gets them afraid. And they had better be afraid. They had better be afraid. We are once again gathered here today to address you on the state of the Nigerian nation. As a patriotic and responsible opposition coalition, we have a mandate to interrogate the socio-economic and political status of our dear country periodically and speak truth to power in defense of justice, democracy, and in the overall interests of the country. Despite the tyrannical tendencies of the current APC administration, which is misusing the authority of government to silence the voices of the people, we refuse to be gagged or intimidated by the repressive forces of state. We will continue to speak for Nigerians and stand firm on the cause of justice, fairness, and good governance. To start with, less than 24 hours ago, as part of the harrowing economic conditions of the country, orchestrated by the atrocious economic policies of the Tinubu administration, the pump price of fuel was again increased to over 1,000 naira per litre. In less than 1.5 years of the Tinubu administration, Fuel prices have been increased by over 2,000%, which has exponentially increased poverty, hunger, and general suffering of Nigerians, as persistently unleashed on us by a totally insensitive and wicked administration. This is not the Nigeria we envisaged at the return of democracy in 1999. In addition, the federal government under President Bala Mohammed Tinubu merely pays lip service to local government autonomy, whilst in practice it is working actively to undermine the autonomy and stability of local government across the country. We are all living witnesses to the carnage and reckless violence unleashed on River State people last Saturday during the recently held government election in that state. That act of brigandage is not only reprehensible but actually criminal and terroristic in nature. What happened there in River State was tantamount to state-sponsored terrorism. What they failed to achieve by bullets and bombs in River State, they are also trying to achieve by other means in Lagos State and to extend it systematically to other states. The whole idea is to cripple local government administration and turn it into the errant organ of the federal government. There is a deliberate, systematic onslaught against local government autonomy by this pretentious Tinubu administration. For instance, what is currently playing out in Lagos State, which is the home state of the president or his adopted state, on the local government administration is extremely worrisome. There is a serious attempt to subjugate the local governments under the authority of the State Assembly in Lagos State to the extent that, judging by the current shenanigans of constitutional amendments to local government administration in Lagos State, currently being undertaken by the Lagos State House of Assembly, the control of market is to be taken away from local governments and put under the purview of Lagos State House of Assembly. How ridiculous. How could a legislative arm want to take over the executive responsibilities of a local government that has elected executive councils complete with its own legislative arm?
We are wrapping it up, and they would not really make this evening won't really be said to be conclusive without showing to you this angry statue of rats in Ife, unveiled by the honey of Ife earlier. Today, was it today?
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
So that's from the honey of Ife, ever honey of Ife. Some people said that it was actually like the hypocrisy taken too far. It was like eye service taken too far, maybe. Man must work. Maybe that was what Rat saw and decided to go give 1 billion naira to them in OAU, rather. Finally, if PDP can sort themselves, Ayoshe's junior brother has also declared himself as the PDP chairman. Make them manage him like that.
It's official. Now I'm the PDP new national chairman. The current acting chairman, Mr. Didiri Odanguri, has been suspended, and I've asked the security at Wadata House to keep the key to the secretariat. It is official now. I am now the new PDP national chairman. If you are not happy, please, we don't want you to come and make trouble at the secretariat. You can go to court to go and complain. It is official. I am now the PDP national chairman. And the NUW, some of you have been suspended. Please drop all PDP stuff with you. Drop them with the security at Wadata House. Don't go away with any PDP belongings. Official. And now my first pronouncement is the G5. The former G5 have been suspended. Wike has been suspended. Fayose has been suspended. Governor Seyi Makinde have been suspended. All the people doing anti-party has been suspended. And Atiku too has been suspended because his ambition is giving us headache. Thank you. God bless you. It's official.
Àsìkò òǹgbẹ lọ́tún lósì. Ẹ̀mí ò sì káàrẹ̀. Jagaban Karim.
Take care mental health. That is what Remi Ahmed Tinubu Rat advised Nigerians. And if you pay attention very well, there are many mad people in that place. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for again, right, sharing your evening with me. I am going to see you some other time. Okay, I'm taking calls tonight. I want to probably get some rest early enough. Okay, thank you so much. If you have to leave us, well, we all have to leave anyway. Please like the broadcast before you go. Okay, share it as well. I shall see you again when I see you. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.